What's happening, sports fans? We welcome you back to another San Diego Prep Insider, the official podcast of the CIF San Diego. Nobody cares about any of that. They just want to talk to the kids and get to know the college commits that we've got. Ty Hendler from LCC. SCO Mavs is what I have been told is the first thing to always say to someone from LCC. So SCO Mavs. But thank you for being on with us. You are committed to Colorado College. You are the point guard starting for one of the top 10 teams in the county right now. There's a lot to get to talk with, but I want to start with your commitment there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It looks like it is some sort of tiger or cat related mascot. So you are going from Mavs to what?
Yeah, it's the Tigers, Colorado College Tigers.
So Mavs to the Tigers. Tell us what that decision was like for you going to Colorado College, picking Colorado. Like, what was the process? What ended up being the deciding thing for you? What was going through your mind?
Okay, so honestly, like I was looking at a bunch of schools. I definitely wanted to play basketball. And so I was kind of going just the more high academic route. So I had a lot of schools reaching out, talking, whatever. So went to camps, and eventually I found myself just touring some schools. So I went and toured Colorado College, and I don't know, just like the vibe, the coaching staff, the culture there seemed great. My dad's actually from Denver, so like it was like it was kind of just felt like home a bit. So like we all had a great vibe about it. My mom loved it, and overall we just had a great experience there in Colorado.
So was it on the radar for a while? Like, was it always kind of in that upper echelon, or did it take until you actually went there for you to be
yeah? So
this is what I want?
Yeah. Honestly, like it wasn't really in my like top 3 before we went there. And then I went there and met the coaches, and they were just amazing. Coach Connor, Coach Strike, and yeah, that really brought it. Like, I'm like, whoa, like this is amazing. So
you mentioned academics being a big part of it. What do you know what you're going to be studying? Do you have a major all picked out in your mind yet, or at least a direction that you want to go?
Yeah, definitely a direction. Like they have a good like business program, something business related. They have some in econ, some are in that stratosphere kind of.
So we're talking to maybe a future venture capitalist. Am I going to see you sitting in one of the chairs on Shark Tank in 20 years after you're done with your playing career?
I don't know about all that, but that'd be fun.
So you also mentioned your dad is from Colorado. I have to always ask, because I myself grew up here, went to La Jolla, was very spoiled with the beach weather and getting to go literally to the beach post school every day to like, the mountains are fun, but they are also cold as hell. Have you been fully there in the winter? Have you been briefed about what it is like having to actually live through that?
I'm definitely gonna have to get used to it. I've been there once. It was like 5 or 6 years ago. I went to a Bronco game, so I definitely
actually with like snow and the cold, not like you went in November or something like that, but like you went in like February.
I've never been like strictly in December, winter. So I just looked at the weather the other day. It was pretty cold. It was like 15 or something. So I'm gonna have to get used to that for sure.
It's one of those moments where I think basketball players just go, no, the gym is heated. We're fine. This doesn't affect our sport. Football players, soccer players, yes, whatever. But like we get a heated gym, everyone come watch us play. So like I think also with athletes like yourself, and I don't want you to take this as an insult, because you kind of said that this was part of your mindset, was weighing size of school, level of play, academics. Like you wound up at a smaller college per se on the spectrum. What would be some advice then that you might give to kids that should end up there, but maybe are freshmen or sophomores right now and just don't even know where to start in terms of how to like find those schools? Like how can they even get their head straight about that level of play and going about finding those schools?
So honestly, like I wasn't really like I would have been like those freshman sophomore, wouldn't even like really thinking about it. But as I got towards my junior senior year, like we had a guy help us out, Gary Gelfman. He did a great job. But honestly, Twitter's the number one thing. Like Twitter, you post all your stuff on there. Coaches will eventually see it, and once one coach sees it, then they coaches talk, and then more and more will start coming. And you got to go to camps. You got to go to the camps that like real, like ones that actually have coaches at them, not just the money grab ones. Like you got to put yourself out there, play well, compete, and eventually they'll find you.
Love that. Have a solid social media presence and maybe have the highlight on the court to go with it. So you have something nice to tweet and or a solid Instagram reel to share. Let's talk about your senior season. That's what everybody always, has their head like they want to go big for their senior year. You guys have started out the gate with one of the toughest schedules in San Diego, because you're playing both big teams here in San Diego, Mission Bay's, Montgomery's, Del Norte's, but you're also playing non-section teams, Sheldon, Campo Lindo.
Yeah.
You guys have had a pretty tough start to the year, and I think basketball sometimes is pretty forgiving in terms of like, you can be 5-5 and just be like, yeah, no, we're right where we want to be. We're really good. Like the wins losses doesn't always really pan out the way it might in football or something like that. So in your words, in your perspective, where are you guys right now in the season? We're about 10 games in. Are you happy with where you're at? Do you like the path you're on? What have you guys been up to this year?
Yeah, so honestly, we really haven't been happy at all with how we've started. I mean, we played pretty solid in Sacramento against those two, that Sheldon and the Camp Lino game, but besides that, we have not been satisfied at all. So we're really trying to grind and get our rhythm going and head into this very difficult schedule that we have coming up. We did play well against La Jolla Country Day a few days ago, so that was a bright point for us. But
there are certain kids in the realm of like high school sports participants that get to truly say they went through the gauntlet. Anybody that had to play against Lincoln in football this year and had to try and tackle Roderick Robinson, they went through the gauntlet. Like kids will go out to be doctors and lawyers and whatever, and have that with them, that they're like, yeah, man, in high school, I got trucked by Roddy Robinson.
Exactly.
You casually say, like a tough part of the schedule, but you're running into a buzzsaw in the next maybe 3 weeks of San Ysidro, where Mikey Williams is one of the top rated commits in his entire class. You're going to have a bunch of tournament games that, you know, are bound to have some names in them over the holidays, but then you're going to get Saints, your Carlsbads, Torrey Pines, Great Oaks, Mission Hill. Like, it literally never ends for you guys.
It does not end,
I'm always curious, as a player going through that, like, how do you keep yourself constantly, like, is it a low level, just like you got to be burning at a certain level all season, or do you ride like an emotion, like we got to get to this game, then we got to get you, because that's crazy. You don't get a break in any of that the whole season.
Yeah, so I think we're just trying to take it like one step at a time. Like, look at the next. I mean, we play San Ysidro in 2 days, so that's our main focus right now. But then after that, we have the Torrey tournament, which is obviously huge, and so those games are back to back to back. We just got to make sure we're ready for each game and prepared.
For you guys as a team, what do you think getting there looks like? What do you think you guys need to still get done? What is the ultimate ideal version of this all working in the correct way?
Yeah. Honestly, I think we just aren't clicking as we should at this point in our season, but I'm confident that's going to happen soon, because last year we ended up max reps number 2 in the county, and we had 3 seniors and then me and Christian, which were juniors. So we have 3 new starters this year. So in our lineup. So eventually we're all going to get flowing and get to know each other's games even better as the season goes on. I'm more than confident that's going to happen.
Let's talk about that turnover a little bit then, that you bring up. Some of the new guys who's maybe a name or two. And I know, like, we did not prep him on this, so I apologize if I ask you a question, then you leave out some, like, look there, he does not mean any slight by this answer. It's just that I'm hitting him with one off the top of my head here. But who are some names that people need to know and recognize that are the new names producing for you guys this year, or that will be having a breakout year from here on out?
Yeah. 2 new guys stepping up. Parker Jelson, for sure, senior, really tough guard. And then Trevor Ladd, of course, great football player. Very athletic wing, big. He does a lot for us. So does Parker. I mean, yeah, those are 2 main guys stepping up. And Ben Hoyer is our 5th starter. He's a great role guy and scraps, gets loose balls. We're excited.
Has the student section been rolling out appropriately to support you guys this year, or do we need to kind of gently nudge them and prod them to get a little bit more love? Yeah,
we had last 2 days ago was our first home game, so it was actually pretty solid. We had a lot of fun. Our students looked like they had a lot of fun. It was a good time.
I like asking everybody kind of across the board, because yes, I think I know that, like, Torrey Pines is your guys' traditional school rival, but is that the program rival, or is there somebody else on the schedule this year that you guys are kind of like, yeah, we're out for blood that night?
No, well, definitely Torrey's our biggest.
Torrey is the rival game.
Yeah, for sure. And then I don't know, we love our Carlsbad games. Those are always battles, stuff like that.
Well, so what's more fun then of the Torrey game? Winning at home or winning on the road at Torrey?
I haven't experienced either, so I hope to experience both this year.
There
But
we go. There we go. That's the attitude.
yeah, probably at home just because to have everyone there. But I'm sure everyone's going to be at both, so we'll see.
Ty, really appreciate your time with us. Before we get out of here, we're trying to build up kind of like a playlist of our Spotify year in review. Asking everybody, what is something that at least for you guys as a team is playing before games or at practices, or just want something new that you guys are listening to lately?
Oh, I'm trying to think. Honestly, I'm more of an R&B guy, so I listen to a lot of R&B. But
well, so then what's on your pregame playlist? What's some R&B that you can leave us with for the people to go look up?
I don't know, I like Bryson Tiller, Brent Faiyaz, like song "Loose Change." Brent Faiyaz, it gets me in the mood before games, like kind of chill. I like that. So
there we go. If it didn't cost us royalty money, we'd be playing that low key kind of escalating up as we close out the interview and say thank you. But you'll just have to fill it in.
yeah,
open it on your phone, play it as the interview ends, do the production value for us. We thank you so much for being with us, Ty.
I really appreciate it.
Again, great. Look, there's all sorts of great athletes. Like there's a bunch of great games to go to, but there's always something special when a guy is going on to the next level. So go support him at some point this year. Go watch their game on the 23rd against San Ysidro. It's bound to be a good one. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Christian.